What's up, UglyAzzNiggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share it with your damn friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power Book 5, Origins. And this one right here is titled, Kanan Manipulates Ghosts' Actions to Eliminate Breeze. And basically the full truth of why Ghost sent Kanan to jail. That's why they're glass niggas. So this is a theory of mine that I think could be turned out to be the truth of what really happened. Because, you know, I don't know if you guys actually seen this post before. I don't have it to share it with you guys on this particular video, but Sasha Penn, the showrunner for Raising Kanan, and he's also going to be the showrunner for Origins, has teased. I just noticed I spelled Origins wrong on here, but y'all glad get what I'm saying. Oh well, glad niggas. Anyways, basically he was talking about how in this particular, book, we were gonna figure out why Ghost sent Kanan to jail. I mean, according to the original Power, we kind of already thought we knew because, he was in the way of Ghost's future, very similar to what he said Breeze were. But here's the problem, people, and I've been telling a lot of people this before. A lot of the things that has happened in the original Power has been changed. They reconned a lot of these situations. So that's why I tell a lot of people, if whatever was said happened before season 5, it's not 100% credible, because that's when they figured out they were going to start spin-offs, and a lot of those events before has changed. So with that being said, I'm just letting you guys know that storyline could have potentially have changed. So with that being said, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this thing, right? So what I want to show y'all is, as we know, I'm pretty sure that this particular storyline, they're going to keep the same. The fact that Kanan and Breeze at one point was very close, right? They were probably the bestest of friends. But something may have potentially came and rocked that friendship, causing Kanan to backstab Breeze in the back, which we know his ugly ass is very capable of doing, and ultimately manipulating Ghost into taking him out. So one thing we do know for sure is that Kanan is a master manipulator. He has learned from the best of the best, being mentored under Snaps and Pop, who are also master manipulators. As we've seen, they manipulated Kanan into believing Rock was responsible for the deaths of Crystal and Famous, when actually they did it. We know more than likely, since Breeze is the nephew of them, he more than likely have those same characteristics. And most importantly, his mother Rock is also a master manipulator. So with that being said, this created this ultimate hideous species of a master god of manipulation. So we have seen throughout the original Power multiple occasions this ugly ass nigga finessing the hell out of people, getting them to do things he wants them to do without them even realizing. So what I have here is I have a few clips that's gonna show you guys how much of a master manipulator Kanan really is, and how he's going to be able to achieve manipulating Ghost into taking out Breeze, and why. But first I want to share a few clips.
Away, sent Tommy away. You're the only one standing in the way of what you want with Tasha, right? How long do you think before he send you away? How long?
See, master manipulation. One-on-one, he giving him a master class of manipulation. he knew by saying Ghost is the one standing in the way of what he wanted with Tasha was going to be able to trigger Sean into getting him on his side. Although it didn't ultimately fall, turn out the way he wanted it to, he was still able to even make him consider. The only reason why I would say Kanan failed in this situation is because Sean just simply isn't a gangster. He didn't have it in him at all. But if there would have been anyone else that had at least somewhat of a gangster in them, he would have succeeded. Like if that was Tariq instead of Sean, Tariq probably would have took Ghost out that particular day, right? But let's go ahead and look at some more.
I don't know, man. Man, why you acting like you so surprised, man? You raised Roller. You wrote the blueprint for his moves, man. Why wouldn't you want to take out the boss? It's the same shit you did to Breeze.
See, manipulating, it just seemed like to me here, and I know this is kind of a contradiction to what I just said about if it happened before season 5, then it's not 100% credible. But I just wanted to point out that it is possible here, that because you just seen, because they thought of Breeze at least beforehand because they mentioned him each season. So I would say his storyline was at least thought of. So what I'm saying is you seen how Ghost looked up at Kanan after he said it's the same shit you did to Breeze, and then Kanan smirked. It's almost as if Ghost was looking back at him like, "Hey, nigga, yeah, but you the one kind of, finesse me into doing that shit."
Same shit you did to Breeze.
And see, he's smirking because he know his little lad was the one responsible. Anyways, let's continue.
From the time he stole this whole organization.
Damn, didn't know that shit. Thought we all walked on our own.
Look, Dre's so slick, he got everybody thinking what he wanted to do.
The nerve of this ass nigga right here to say what he just said. This man said Dre was so slick, he got everybody thinking what he wants them to think. When in actuality, he the one that think they're saying right now. He got 2-Bit thinking what he wants him to think, but 2-Bit can't even see it because just like Ghost, Dre is the type that, tell lies some of the time to, because certain people, they're not gonna be able to see things the way you see it, and you're not gonna be able to convince them, or you just don't feel like, stressing yourself out trying to convince them. So with that being said, they just, tell them some of the truth or just don't tell them at all. But the danger behind that is you open yourself up for shit like this, like finessing ass niggas like Kanan, to manipulate what's going on. And then keep in mind, he had already planted a seed in 2-Bit right before this, the episode prior.
Right? That's how Hurry caught a body. He had to leave town.
Remember the night Brock was mouthing off at Tommy and shit, getting all disrespectful? Trey went and beat the boy after death. Cut his tongue out, shot him in the head.
Fuck.
See, when in actuality, that's what he did. But see, he didn't know that, he don't really know Kanan's personality yet and what he's capable of. So it was easy for Kanan to kind of, jump in his head, especially since he's already a bit mad at Dre. And then I think the real part was him telling him, I can go and show you where the body is at now. So this is him, once again, giving a master class. Here's some more.
You're doing it on your own. What do you want?
Tommy's position in your organization.
You gonna take Tommy out?
Tommy and Ghost will take each other out.
Master manipulator, people. He had already calculated this far ahead that he was going to have Ghost and Tommy take each other out so that he can take Tommy's position into the drug game. But I got one last clip to kind of wrap this up to sum up exactly what I'm saying.
Ghost made a deal. With Dre? Why the fuck would he do that? Why is not the question. What you should be asking yourself is what's Dre's side of the deal? Who's supposed to get dead? Me? You?
So as you can see, he was finessing Tommy right then. And if for those of y'all that's familiar with the show, Ghost walked in right before Kanan was able to finish this statement. But you heard him. He said, what you should be asking yourself is who's supposed to get dead? Me? You? He was trying to turn Tommy on Ghost right there. But as a master manipulator, I'm pretty sure he was banking on Ghost winning the war. Because think about this. In order for him to get exactly what he wants, he has to have Tommy out of the way. So if Tommy was to win the war, then his problem still wouldn't be solved. He still has to get Tommy out of the way. Unless he was planning on taking Tommy out himself. Like, get Tommy to take out Ghost and then he take out Tommy. Maybe. But I would say it would be much easier for him and for him to get the less heat off him if Ghost was to win, take out Tommy, and now, Ghost doesn't want to be in the game. So he don't have to worry about him. He can let Ghost go on with his business. So that's the type of manipulation that Kanan is capable of. And he used these same tactics, I believe, possibly on Ghost. So now let's get back to Breeze. So we know beforehand, we know that now we know from Uncle Gabe that Ghost's father was taken out by some drug dealers that was extorting the club. And of course, Ghost's father decided to go to the police. Now, I have been on record to say that I think it's a possibility Breeze may have had something to do with this. But in this particular theory, I'm going to actually go with, let's say Breeze didn't have anything to do with it. Let's say he didn't. We know that Breeze's uncle and auntie was responsible for the death of two of Kanan's loved ones, right? And on top of that, they also caused him to potentially have, unalived his mother, Raquel Thomas. So that type of pain that he is dealing with is probably, unbearable to the point that he has to eradicate everybody that's involved. So that means Snaps and Pop and Breeze as well, because he probably would be thinking about, how would Breeze feel about this? Let's say he takes out Snaps and Pop and Breeze isn't happy about it. But Breeze doesn't know who's responsible. He manipulates Kanan to take out, he manipulates Ghost to take out Breeze before Breeze is able to figure out who was responsible. That could be very much a possibility, people. And if that is the case, we know, I just showed you how big of a master manipulator Kanan is. So he probably told Ghost, hey, you know what happened with your father? It was Breeze who was responsible for it. I hate to have to tell you like this, man, but I just thought you should know. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? Plant a seed in Ghost's head that Breeze had wronged him, and that gave him enough incentive. Besides, just like he told Sean, Breeze the only one in the way of what you want being at the top of the game, right? Because he just showed us, he kind of told us that already. Hold up 1 second. He kind of already told us that right here, right?
Call before he took the bullet.
I don't know, man.
Man, why you acting like you so surprised, man? You raised Roller. You wrote the blueprint for his moves, man. Why wouldn't he want to take out the boss? It's the same shit you did to Breeze.
It's the same shit he did to Breeze, right? And we know he manipulated Sean the same way that I think he may have manipulated Ghost.
One standing in the way of what you want with Tasha, right?
He the only one standing in the way of what he wants to be in at the top of the game. Because remember, Breeze was standing in the way of his future. Now I get it. Ugly ass niggas might say why he didn't tell Tariq that when he was telling him the story. He probably just simply didn't want to tell him about that. He probably just avoided mentioning his grandfather because that's a very dark place that he didn't want to go. Tariq didn't know anything about it, so he was like, I'm not gonna bring it up. But yeah, and after, later on, Ghost may have figured out that Kanan manipulated him, into taking out Breeze. That actuality, it was somebody else who was responsible for, the death of his father. And who knows, Kanan may have just said he got bad information, similar to what he said, Ghost was thinking when he took out Roller. He was like, Kanan could have gotten bad information inside. Because as you can see, Ghost looked up to Kanan a lot. And he, he respected him and what he had to say. Because after his father was gone, Kanan basically raised him. He was his father figure, right? So with that being said, I'm going to leave it open to you guys. Let me know in these comment sections, is it possible that your boy Kanan manipulated Ghost into taking out Breeze, and later on, Ghost sent Kanan to jail, not only because he was in the way of his future as well, but also because he manipulated him into taking out one of his best friends? Let me know all of that and more in the comment sections, people. But like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your ugly ass friends. But until the next video, I'm out. Really hope